What's up, guys? Today I'm super excited to share my Splitly Amazon case study, how I'm generating literally $6,000 in net profit over the next year from one A/B test from one of my products. I'm super excited to share this, and I'm gonna go through all the numbers in just a second. But first, if you're new to the channel or if you're returning, welcome. Be sure to check out the description below because I have a lot of other great resources and content there, including a summary of this video, playlists to basically the entire Amazon FBA process, which is super helpful. If you want to get one-on-one time with me, I have a link to book a call, as well as a link to our free Facebook group, which is a great place to get answers to your Amazon FBA questions, among other things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the numbers. All right, so I'm here in my Splitly account, and for those of you who aren't familiar with Splitly, Splitly is an Amazon A/B testing software, right? So basically what you can do is you can take your price point, your main image, your other images, your back-end keywords, your bullet points, and or your description. You choose one of those categories, and then you create two different variations, right? Or two different options, and you see which variation, which option ultimately generates more profit for your product, right? So in this case, what I did is I took one of my lower end, not really lower end, but less, I guess, profit per month products, right? I didn't take my main products. I took kind of one of my smaller products, and I just want to kind of A/B test the main image to see, just test the Splitly software out, see if this thing actually works, see how big of a difference this would cause. And just a piece of advice, if you're doing any kind of changes to your Amazon products, and hopefully ultimately, if you don't already, you will kind of launch several products on Amazon, right? If you're successful and if that's the route that you want to go. And what I recommend doing is, focusing on one of your smaller products, not your main breadwinner, because just in case anything happens or goes wrong, right? You don't want that to affect your main income stream or one of your main kind of income streams, right? So that's just kind of a piece of advice. If you have multiple products, don't make changes all at once to all products. Like I said, just in case something happens, you want to kind of diversify risk as much as possible. But I will absolutely be using Splitly for all my products. But to test it out, use one of my smaller products. And as you can see here, I have my two different variations, and basically how I thought of this, or why I chose image, and this is another kind of tip or piece of advice. Your price point and your first image, right, your main image on your listing, have the most impact on sales, okay? So if you're going to change something or improve something, I should say, about your listing, look at your price and your first image. Now, of course, you want to make sure your listing is well optimized. You want to make sure you have persuasive bullet points and description, and again, that those the bullet points, description, backend keywords, and title are all well optimized with your top search keywords. And for that, I recommend Helium 10 or Seller Tools only, nothing else. If you're doing keyword research and optimizing your listing, I only recommend those two. With that being said, let's just say you've done your best with all of that, and you just are looking for ways to kind of improve and continually improve. Then I recommend looking at your price point and your first image. These are going to have the biggest impact on your overall Amazon listing. So yeah, that's why I kind of chose my image. And how I chose my image is basically I saw this kind of new competitor come out with a different style kind of first image, and I can't go into too much detail about it, but a different style. I thought it looked really good and really interesting, and I'm like, you know what? This would be a great opportunity for me to kind of test my existing main image with kind of this, not my competitor's exact image, but I took a new image that's kind of similar, right? So I tested these two, and as you can see here, variant A, that was my original main image. Variant B, this was the new main image, and as you can see, variant B won. Variant B, this new image generates more profit for me right now per day, per month, and per year than my original main image. And let's see if I can click on this, show you. There we go. So variant A was generating on average about 15.75 sales. So again, this is not a ton of sales. This is one of my smaller products. I do have products that are doing much more than this, and that's actually reassuring as well. So if you're only generating 10 sales, 15 sales a day, you can still use Splitly, and I would highly recommend, especially after my experience with Splitly, using Splitly to A/B test your listing. And I'll get into a little bit more detail about that. But even with just 15 sales a day, or even with 10 sales a day, you can get statistically significant results within a month or less. And it can be very, very powerful, which I'll show you in a second. So my main image was getting about 15.75 sales a day. Variant B is getting about 19.4 sales per day, okay? So it may not seem like a lot, or maybe to you it already seems like a lot, but regardless, let's kind of break that down and see what that looks like over the long term, okay? So this is the two kind of sections I want you to focus on. With my main image, 15.75 sales, with my new image that I'm currently using, about 19.4 sales per day. All right, so when we break that down, we have the two variations here, okay? That's a delta of 3.67 sales, meaning I am currently generating, just by changing that first main image, 3.67 more sales per day. And like, a little less than 4 sales a day doesn't really sound like that much. All right, let's look into it a little bit more. My net profit per sale, and this is actually very, very conservative. I usually make at least 8 after all advertising costs, all subscription services relating to the specific product, and all kind of fixed costs broken out amongst my products, shipping costs, product costs, FBA fees, all of that, right? Net profit, okay? This is very conservative. My net profit is absolutely at least $6 per sale. So that comes to an additional daily profit of $22. So, 3.67 times $6 is about $22 in additional daily profit. Okay. Times 30 days, that's $564 in monthly profit by doing nothing, right? I just changed the main image, saw which one was working, and then just went with that one. I'm doing no additional work and making it an extra $564 a month. This is super powerful, and I've said this so many times. If you've watched my channel or read my Facebook posts, I always talk about focus on your first product, okay? A lot of people, they just launch a product and they want to go to the next one, and that's how I used to think, because I used to follow a lot of kind of these gurus' advice until I kind of started thinking for myself. And I realized your first product can go so far. There's so much potential already. Kind of scaling up your Amazon PPC if you're not already, or building a Shopify site, using Facebook ads, right? A/B testing. Look at this. There was basically this $500 a month, or over $500 a month, just sitting, kind of hiding, waiting to be found. And I use Splitly to find it. That's at least how I think about it, right? I did nothing else, just changed my image, and I'm making $550 more per month in net profit. And again, that number is actually probably higher, but I'm just trying to be conservative. In additional annual profit, as you can see, this is where I get my number, right? My that kind of $6,000 number. I'm generating $6,763 in net profit per year, at least, from this one A/B test, from this one listing, using Splitly. So I kind of skipped one column here, and that's the cost of Splitly. So I personally paid $97 a month. I think that's the kind of one of the higher end packages that they have. And I also didn't mention this. Splitly has kind of two options. It has the A/B testing side, and then it has its multiple regression analysis side, known as its Profit Peak side. Profit Peak it's not A/B testing. Like I said, it's actually technically multiple regression analysis. And if you're not familiar, which I wouldn't expect you to be, I only am, because that's what I majored in college, in market research and business analytics. It's a very accurate way of basically finding your ideal price point and constantly adapting to a changing market. Okay, so it's super powerful. When you're starting off, you absolutely don't need the $97 a month package if you do plan to get Splitly. I believe they have a $48 a month package that's just fine. But look at this. I spent $97. I made over $6,000. And let's just say, oh yeah, Summer, what if the product fails, right? Then you won't make that $6,000. Or what if you overestimate it? Or what if it really isn't that many more sales per day? Well, if you see here, in 1 month, $564, and I spent $97. So I really could have spent $48 and made at least $500. That's very, very, very fair, right? That already is worth the investment and worth the time. I just had to mock up within 20 minutes a new image, throw it into Splitly. It took me less than an hour, and look, I've already made $564 at the creation of this video. So it's huge ROI. There's that's kind of going back to my point. There's a lot of potential with your existing product that you have right now. You may think in order to succeed on Amazon and to make more money on Amazon, you have to continually launch a bunch of new products, and that's not the case. What I recommend doing, stick with your first product, make it as good as possible. Do A/B testing. This is one part of it. A/B test, expand your Amazon PPC if you're not already. Consider, and you don't have to, just consider opening creating a Shopify website, sending Facebook ads to that Shopify site, to your Amazon listing. Building an email list is another great way to, again, capitalize on your existing product. You did all the work for reviews, all the investment that you made, kind of time and money to get it up and running, all that kind of stuff. Instead of just repeating that, you can just build off your current success. And A/B testing is a great part of that. And as you can see, the ROI is huge on A/B testing. And by the way, now that it's kind of funny how this works, right? It's kind of known as this virtuous cycle. Now that I'm generating more sales on this listing, so this is just kind of the immediate sales. But as I'm generating more sales, that triggers Amazon's algorithm. It tells Amazon's algorithm, hey, this is a great product. You should rank it higher, right? You should show this to more Amazon customers, basically, really simplifying it. So my product, because it's making more sales, is going to make even more sales, right? So super powerful. And then, one last thing is also with your product that you're A/B testing, think about variations. Look at your competitors and look at some other similar types of products, and why not launch those type of products within your own listing? This is going to increase your your listings conversion rate. This is going to help it rank higher. It's going to be more optimized because when you have a new variation, you can add a bunch of new keywords, and your listing goes. It really improves your listing. Your ROI in terms of a variation. So if I spend $10,000 in variations versus and assuming the variations are well thought out, $10,000 in variations versus $10,000 in a new product, I'm going to get a higher ROI from my $10,000 invested in variations. At least that's what I found so far personally. So those are just some things to kind of think about. I know I'm kind of throwing a lot at you, but again, I learned things and I want to share them as soon as possible, and I've had really great success with that. But getting back to Splitly, as you can see, this is a really great opportunity. I honestly recommend this if you're generating at least 10 sales or more per month. There's no reason that you shouldn't be A/B testing. What you can do is you can get the software for 1 month, and I'll include a link to this below. You can get the software for 1 month, make an A/B test. So I could literally spend $48, tested my main image, found the better image, and then just stopped, right? And just kind of cashed out. But obviously that's not worth it to me because now I want to A/B test my description, my bullet points. I'm A/B testing or I'm using Profit Peak, the other kind of aspect of Splitly, for all my products. I'm testing my keywords. I'm testing everything. And what I recommend doing is running 1 test per month. And if you have a good product and it's selling decently, you should see significantly more sales over the long term, significantly more profit over the long term. And like I said, it really helps with that virtuous cycle. You start making more sales, and because you're making more sales, that's going to make you more sales, right? So it's really powerful. And I'm as you can probably tell, I'm super excited about this. This is like one of the best softwares that I'm using. There's a lot of other softwares, great softwares that I use that I've actually included in the description below for all my videos. This may be my favorite. It's one of my favorites. I shouldn't say it's my favorite, but Splitly's awesome, man. And if you have used it or you know someone who's used it with great results, be sure to comment those below. If you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments as well. And I will be sure to be making more videos, just kind of my future split tests on my Facebook group as well as the channel. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Again, I have an affiliate link below for Splitly. I'd really appreciate your support. That kind of helps me create videos like this. And yeah, I'm super excited to see what this can do for your Amazon business. I'm super stoked. Like I said, I'm going to keep you posted on how everything goes. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you like this video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up below and hitting the subscribe button to check out the other great videos I have in this channel. If you want to follow my personal life, you can check me out on Instagram at Sumner Hobart, and also be sure to check out our Twitter and Facebook group because we have a lot of other great content there that we don't cover on our YouTube channel. So be sure to check those out, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.